Think about it. It couldn't be no trial and error like talking about it because if the first human here fuck up and die, then that's a wrap on humanity.
I'm saying that's why you keep going back to the same. And I mean, your premise makes sense, but it only makes sense if you're saying it was only two that came here again. Not it wasn't. They didn't involve in slots of hundreds.
It all depends on what you believe, though. Because now you're finna get into the scientific people versus like the event. What is how you say it? The event. I don't know where. If you believe in the creation theory in religion, like in Christianity, well, it's like, God made Adam, and from Adam he made Eve, and then Adam and Eve populated the earth. So essentially, I guess we're all cousins. So no matter what female you hitting your cousin. I don't know, but I mean, when you think about it, bro, if God created Adam and said, I have made man. Look what I've made. Man is lonely. Man needs companionship. And then I create Eve from Adam. At that point, Adam hitting his sister.
This is where that story gets twisted. I be
thinking about this. And then
look, if Eve came from Adam, Eve would be his child.
Or his sister.
I would say, yeah.
Oh.
Right? So look, watch this.
But she is ribbed, though. So is that really his kid? Because, I mean, it's almost like the scientists took some DNA and from that DNA made a whole nother person.
Let me ask you this. What is a child to the parent? That child is that parent DNA.
Yep. Oh, man. So he hit his daughter.
Anything come from your body, any human come from your body in any kind of way is your child.
Gotcha.
So now watch this. The story of Adam and Eve makes zero sense.
Zero.
It makes literally zero sense. Adam and Eve was recorded to have two sons.
Cain and Abel.
Facts. Never say nothing about a daughter.
No, so what they do, they hit Eve?
I guess everybody took time. So look, what it is let's say for instance, look, you have a kid, you have children. Your kids love candy, right?
Okay.
I come to your house, I have candy in my pocket, but these candy contain poison, right? So I tell your kids, hey, look, I'm about to put this candy on the table. I'll be right back. Do not eat this candy. Whatever you do, don't touch this candy. Kids being kids. Let's say if one of them do touch the candy, get real sick. Are they going to blame the child or are they going to blame me?
They're going to blame you.
Right, because I shouldn't have brought it around children, right?
Right.
So when you look at the concept of God, they say that God knows everything that's going to happen before it happens. Why would he create the tree of knowledge and put Adam and Eve around the tree of knowledge?
I've always said
already knew what they was going to do.
And then tell them it's forbidden. Don't eat of this fruit.
And tell them it's forbidden.
And if you tell me I can't do that.
On this whole planet, you could have put the tree of knowledge way across the planet. It would have never been discovered. You put it amongst the people that you don't want to touch it.
And it had to be like a apple or a peach, you know what I'm talking about? Because those are the two things that are just appealing. You put an orange as the tree of knowledge, a nigga can look at an orange and be like, I ain't got to have an orange. But, like a peach?
I'm going to tell you this, right? And that's look, when you look at the God concept, free will is not possible. People say the greatest gift God gives you is free will.
It's not. You got to worship God.
Technically, how do you have free will when from the beginning to the end of time, it's already written what's going to happen? That is not free will. That is programmed. That is a programming. If I make a movie, I control what happened in that movie from the opening credits to the ending credits. Those people in that movie is doing what I told them to do. So it's programmed.
God programmed the devil to be our nemesis and us to go with him and go against him.
Say that one more time.
Think about, look at what you just said. Now look at what you just said. I brought that shit up too. I said, bro, why was the devil even created?
I've always asked that question too.
So you telling me I'm going to make a rival for me? You know? I'm going to make somebody that's going to try to rival me.
Like you said, if God knows all things and He knows what's going to happen, then He should have known that these beings He created, one of them was going to go off script and say, "Nah, I want to be like you. I'm finna rule these people."
Saying God ain't no better, bro. That's like you're saying, man.
Huh?
No, what I'm
it's not like you're saying God I know better, man. Like,
I didn't say that.
Like
I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying it didn't know better. I would say
what I think
it knew exactly what was going to happen, and that was the whole thing. I created these people, and now they have someone. I'm going to give that someone dominion over them, and now you have a choice to worship him or worship me.
Okay, it's my turn. I got one. It's my turn. Okay, so he only gave us 10 commandments, or maybe 15 if you believe, but he gave us 10 commandments for sure that we know of for sure, right?
Time out. You've heard of 15? There's 5 more?
Well, supposedly there's an extra well, I don't know 15, but a tablet wasn't, one of the tablets wasn't brought. It was 3 tablets, not 2.
I can see homie not being able to pack 3 tablets. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. And so he gave us these 10 rules, right? And then like 400 years later, he come back and he break 2 of his rules to have his son, right? He covered somebody else's wife and he lay with somebody else's wife. And those are 2 things that he said, like he could have picked any woman in the whole wide world to impregnate. He picked a married woman. That kind of goes against 2 of your commandments. That's not strange?
You know what? I've never heard somebody say that. I've never heard that question asked in that manner.
I mean, it's true though. Like, why, if all the women in the entire planet, like you could have impregnated anybody. You could have impregnated Mary Magdalene, the prostitute. You could have impregnated a virgin that was unmarried. You could have impregnated the queen. You picked a married woman.
You know what? You know what's funny about that story?
What?
Do you know that you never hear anything about
Joseph
after that?
That's what I was saying.
You don't know. Man. You don't know when. What I'm like. Whatever happened to Joseph? Like, did he realize, hey, that's not my child? And because you never hear about Joseph dying, you never hear about him getting old. You hear about his mama through the whole thing.
Joseph
his
left,
mama was
man.
sprinkled through the whole thing.
Joseph, you know what I'm saying? Man, so, forget this, man.
But you never, and believe it or not, like
Mary, no way.
Even if you look at the movies, Passion of Christ. Let's use that for example. You never see Joseph. Mary was a single mama in that movie, to be honest with you, because you never see his daddy. You never see Joseph. So you never hear much about Joseph at all. So
Did you just say Jesus was a single? Did you say Jesus was brought up in a single parent home?
Yeah, I think he was. Honestly, I think he was though. Because you don't hear. I mean, why not talk about his dad? Like, you know, you're talking about his mama. Like, why not talk about his dad? Right?
That's a cold lick too, because he used to always talk about God as his father. Or, you know, he's like my father God. He never talked about Joseph, man.
Right.
Joseph got bitter and left.
You never hear Jesus interacting with Joseph or none of that. Like, you don't hear a conversation. You hear him talking to his mama in the Bible, but you never hear him saying anything about his pops. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear anything about his pops teaching him. You know what I'm saying? Or none of that.
What if, in theory, God is like Mr. Manhattan, who doesn't, the way Mr. Manhattan perceives time is different. He literally can be in multiple places and multiple times at once by spreading his DNA or his power to certain people. So what if in theory, like we say, God is everywhere at all times? Maybe Joseph was just the form of God that was used to impregnate the Virgin Mary. And then after he serves his purpose, he goes away.
So you know what? I'm going to tell you.
God made Mary a single mother, man. I mean, yeah, God made
technically
Mary.
she wasn't a single mother. We just don't hear any stories about him. We're not saying that he wasn't there. He might just not be a main player in this act. So in Act 3, the Virgin Mary, he's there as a supporting cast member, but he doesn't do anything of substance for us to write about in our book.
Because Jesus is talking crazy to him, man. Jesus is like, you're not my dad. You're not my dad.
I'm not going to say that.
I know everything that's already going to happen.
Well,
I already knew you were going to say that. I already know what you're going to say, Joe. No, Joe. You don't even call him dad. You call him Joseph. Joseph, be quiet, bro. I already know my dad know everything.
Wow. This is how I look at it, right? This is how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? I believe that God itself can't, the idea of God can't be fathomed by our minds. There's a lot of shit here we can't even understand.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So I believe that, like, I think that God, it's so complex to where people would decide to not believe because they just can't understand. It don't make sense to them.
What do you mean? Wait, you know, how you gonna make it so complicated and make things so difficult?
It's all theories, though. Like we don't truly understand.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, God could have made it simple. Like, look, man, if you drink this nectar, man, then I can, or he can make it so simple. But you know what I'm saying? Things like
I believe that some things was made simple, but I think that humans just we have a knack to want to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that some things is made simple, but I also believe that, think about this, we can't even tell you 10% about outer space. And if God created outer space, how the hell we gonna tell you 10% about God?
We wanna be able to see something and be able to put it in a box. And when I say put it in a box, I want to be able to see something and know all its inner workings, to be able to put it in a box and say, okay, I know what this is and this does, and boom, it's there.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I believe
aliens, man.
I think that if God was to come, I think that they would try to kill God and dissect.
They probably already found aliens, man, and they just like, man, if we tell people, how many people are going to kill themselves because they spent their mamas, grandmamas, whole families have spent their whole life behind the Catholic Church or the Islamic faith or whatever faith they've been, and that shit ain't even real. It's aliens out here. We ain't even come from there. We came from aliens, man.
So I believe I believe in a higher power. And so in my beliefs, and this is just my beliefs, I don't believe that we are the only intelligent race of beings that were created by said higher power. So if an alien pops out next month, it's not going to fuck up my belief system. I would just be like, oh, so you the other motherfuckers they created. You know what I'm saying?
What if the alien said, nah, I created you, man.
Okay, nigga, who created you?
I created you.
Cool, and who created you?
Man, you still ask me question creation. You don't question me. I create. How you gonna question me? I created you.
I think you think it would lead with conflict though. Like you think if there's an intelligent race of beings somewhere else and we can meet, do you think it's gonna be hostile or just confrontational? Like, nah, you don't ask me questions, nigga. I ask you the questions. Like I made you.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be honest with you. For what you about to say, for what you said, I believe that with a certain race of people, it will be. Because if you look at certain races of people, they have conflicts with every fucking body.
Oh yeah.
Everybody in history they ever ran across, it was a conflict eventually. You know, they'll try to get cool with you or whatever the case may be, butter you up, and then they're gonna try to fuck over you and dissect you. That's why I said I believe that if God was to come to earth, they would try to kill God and dissect it to harness that power. I really believe that.
Think God that'll happen? Think I'll be,
I would give myself up. But I think that there will be idiots to try to do it. Like, I'm going to tell you this, right? So some people want to be superior to everything, not just other people. They want to be superior to everything. They want to conquer everything, and it's in their nature. History clearly shows you that. Everywhere they go, they want to conquer in some kind of way. You know, they'll get cool with you. They'll learn what you know. And when you're not needed anymore, it's like, are you going to get down and lay down?
Hey, have y'all heard the theory of Black Jesus?
I'm talking about Black Jesus. The Jesus that walks amongst us is Black Jesus.
Well, I don't know the song.
Yeah.
About Isaac, Hayes Black Jesus? Or are you talking about? Or is that Curtis Mayfield?
Nah, that's a theory that there was a man of dark complexion. He was walking around somewhere, either the Middle East or Africa. I forgot exactly what region he was in, and he was doing these acts of miracles, similar to what they said Jesus was doing. And so they went. The powers that be, the United Nations, went, sought him out. Tried to kill him, it didn't work. Shot him in the head, it didn't work. Did some more shit to him, it didn't work. And he told them he was from another planet. And he was here to help. And if they killed him, his race of people would come and destroy the earth. And they tried to kill him anyway, to the point where they tried to kill him, cut him up, put him in boxes, and send him into different parts of the world. And he still manifested himself into their office and gave a threat and left. Have y'all heard this before?
Never.
Okay. I be jumping down rabbit holes, weird rabbit holes from time to time.
I was with you until you said cut them up, put them in boxes.
Oh, no, exactly. I was with the story, too, until that portion of the story entered the chat. Like, oh, shit. I'm reading this shit, and I'm like, oh, this is fire. Okay, I can kind of see this. An alien came to Earth, an alien encounter came to Earth, and he warned you niggas. Y'all tried to shoot him, he didn't die. You know what I'm talking about? Well, y'all cut this man up and spread him across whatever in different boxes and put him in a vault. And he just manifested himself
right there
in the office.
See, I'm gonna tell you this. With how you said it, I'm gonna tell you why it could be actually believable. Because if they did all the other shit before that and he ain't died.
Well, that was the whole thing. They did all of that shit before, right. And so the last thing
you
is,
know what I'm saying?
When because every time they tried to kill him, he regenerated. Like he came back. So they we finna cut him up and place him across these areas.
Well, see, my question is this: okay, we shot him, we stabbed him. Then who is the person? Which one is it? Ahmad? Is it Lorraine? Is it Tom? He's like, hey, let's put his pieces in boxes. You take the piece and you put it in Philadelphia. You put your piece over there.
Well, I mean, that concept really isn't that hard to fathom because if you look back in history, it's happened before with Osiris. Essentially, that's what they did to Osiris. Right? Wasn't it Osiris? The ancient Sumerian? And essentially, it's they cut his body up in different pieces and spread it abroad. And his wife went and found it and impregnated herself with his penis she found, and boom, he was reborn again. I don't know. It's something like that. But yeah. I think it was Osiris. I could be wrong.
That's the Egyptian?
Sumerian, ancient Sumeria. So I guess essentially it would be the pre-Egyptian race with ancient Sumeria. Was I correct? Was it Osiris?
Well, the only Osiris I'm seeing is the Mesopotamian Egyptian god. I'm looking for the ancient Sumerian now.
Okay. Whoa. So what's the story of the god? That's the story of the god. The story of Osiris.
He was a local god of Urus in Lower Egypt, known for his fertility.
Okay.
About 2400 BC, he's clearly played a double role. He was god of fertility and bottoming of dead and resurrected king.
Yep.
Seth, the god of disorder, murdered his brother Osiris, the god of order. Seth was furious because his wife, Nephthys, had conceived a child named Anubis by Osiris. The murder happened at a banquet when Seth invited guests to dine in a coffin he had made for the king.
Damn, don't make no coffin for me and then throw a party with me there. I'm going to ask you, why you throwing a party for my coffin, my nigga? The crazy thing about ancient Egyptian gods and lore is them shits be repeating 5 and 6 times and be having slightly different meanings. It's weird, bro. And then you have like different gods do the same shit. Like Seth is I thought Seth was supposed to be like the guardian of the dead, but also Anubis does the same type situation.
Anubis, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Seth was the god of disorder, and he was Osiris's brother.
Yeah.
But that's neat, man. You learn something new every day. What am I gonna say? Even though it's not an odd concept, apparently it's still an odd concept. Like there's some things that happened before that you like. The person who has to say it out loud, everybody in the room like, what? Like, let's hold him down, cover his face with a towel, and pour the water on his face until he tells us what. Like, what?
But it's funny because on a real small scale, we can think of times we've all been in situations with our partners or something, and something happened, and you like, bro, that's what you thought to do? Like, out of all the things we can do, that's what you thought to do? You know what I'm saying? So it's not far-fetched, some shit can be going down like, okay, cut him up in 12 pieces. We all will take a piece and get on our boat and go this way. And we will never return again. Yeah.
I definitely always make it a point to not be the person to say the thing that makes everybody turn and look at me like I might need to be put in a facility.
That's not true, Boogie, because you definitely said some wild shit and we all looked at you like, what? That's what you came up with? Now, the difference I will say with you is this, though. You will have thought out logic behind whatever it is that you said.
Yeah.
And that's what's scary about Boogie is that Boogie will say some shit and Boogie might have an outlandish opinion about some shit or an outlandish game plan. And it's like, damn, okay, well, he got a thought out process with it too.
Some people jibber jabber.
Nah, you don't. You'll have a process. You'll be like, hey, man, what we need to do is cut that bitch head off and throw it over the bridge. No, listen, I'm just using an example. Cut that bitch head off and throw it over the bridge. And you will have like a whole thought out reasoning of why that is the best course of action is to decapitate this person and throw their head over the bridge. It'll be a thought out plan or a thought process.
What's the worst advice you have received, KOC?
I think the worst advice I ever received was it's something simple, but it's stupid as shit to me. The way you got yourself in it is the way you get yourself out. Real shit.
Somebody told me that before.
I believe that when you sit down and think about the logic of it, it's stupid as shit. I believe that, like, I feel like if you actually, let's say if you got like 4 chicks and you rocking with all 4 of them and they don't know about each other and you get caught up.
Yeah.
So you get yourself out by getting 4 more chicks?
Yeah, man. You got to. Because now them new 4 more chicks, the next 4 chicks, they new to the situation. They don't know what happened with the last 4 chicks. So you good. You're cool. You got rid of the troubled 4 chicks that found out about each other, and now you got a whole new set of 4 chicks that don't know, and you good. You know what I'm talking about? I think the worst advice I've ever been given was to just get over it, because you end up rolling through life, and when something comes up that you can't control, you just get over it and move on, but you never deal with that one thing. So it could be trauma that you keep packing around that you never unpacked because you live by this motto of, well, I'll just get over it. It is what it is.
The worst advice I ever received
was buying that camera. But go ahead.
I often say, get in the pub with Dub. It'll be fun. Y'all will be laughing all the time. Ain't gonna be no argument.
Nah, the putt, bro. You start the putt. The pod was hilarious until you start seriousing out with getting on here drunk, talking about niggas are stupid, and then you took that to
niggas is stupid, man.
You took that to these super serious conversations all the time, bro. And then I gotta call you a BA in, and then you want to challenge me to fight, and then
I want to challenge you to fight.
Yeah, you're the one who says you want to fight. You know, I don't be thinking about fighting.
But you, boy.
I've never said, "Do you want to fight?" You've always said, "You want to fight," and then I'd be like, "Well, you know, if you want to."
Whatever God you believe in, man. I hope he is hearing this. have y'all heard about the Fat Joe Irv Gotti situation? I'm just responding because Irv Gotti got on the box and said some things about Fat Joe, and then Fat Joe responded like
97.9 The Box.
Yeah,
he was in Houston.
I don't know if he's in Houston, but he's on the box.
I mean, I know Irv Gotti got on Drink Champs, and he was, still. It sounded like he's still mad about Ashanti
situation.
Yeah. And I didn't. I heard Fat Joe say he was around and didn't know none of this was going on. I didn't hear Fat Joe say nothing egregious about Irv Gotti outside of saying.
No, he just said let some things go, man. It's not player. It's not player what you're doing.
It's not pushing P, as the young kids say, and they don't know that means player. Mm-hmm. So what did Gotti say on 97.9?
Gotti said he's not my friend, and he said people fool you. All these years I thought we were your friend, but he's not my friend.
Who's not his friend?
Fat Joe.
Fat Joe called him a sucker.
He called him a sucker. Yeah.
Some of that shit was.
Fat Joe came back. Fat Joe came back and said, "No, we not friends. That's my brother. So we're gonna get over this." So hopefully.
Irv got it tripping sometimes, man.
Irv got this. He's just a Negro, man. And Negroes do Negro things sometimes, man. That's That's one of the problems I think that we have with each other is that we don't be allowing us to be us, man. We take this shit seriously or take that shit like we don't know that we Negroes. Like, man, we know what we're gonna do. You know how we gonna act, man. Why are we tripping until like this, man? You know. So you
saying we know how he gonna act, so we should just let him do the ignorant shit anyway?
I'm saying that we know how each other's gonna act. We know the triggers. We know the reactions. So we don't have to take ourselves so seriously to where we have to make definite or make decisions based on the actions of an emotional situation all the time. Like other people's have disagreements, bro. It don't always end up in the way ours end up. You know what I'm saying? Because they realize to this extent, it seems like man, this is just a temporary thing. This ain't for life. This is a temporary feeling.
I don't know if I could say that. Now I will say that I think other races, their situations like that aren't publicized as much as ours. But I don't think that I agree with other races don't disagree how we disagree. I just think it's not politicized as much as ours are.
Well, I'm saying because we don't go back and forth. They don't go back and forth. Like they be always talking about the silent, the silent wars that Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera had. But you ain't seeing them getting on doing no boys mind type stuff.
No,
you know what I'm saying? No boys mind.
Monica and Brandy doing the boys mind was just marketing, bro. They did a song together. That was fine.
Yeah, but it ended up being them really having beef with each other.
Oh,
That's they said.
They probably did have beef with each other.
You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is it's okay to be indifferent towards people, but to me it's not okay. To me it's like it's not okay to not let people have their moments. And you know what I'm saying? Like you can go off, bro. You can go off of me. Anybody, really, for the most part, can go off. You know what I'm saying? If I deserve it, if I deserve it a little bit or a lot, it's whatever. And then we go on to the next thing. We don't sit here and now I look at you different because, man, that was a moment, bro. That was a moment. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times the moments turn into, I don't fuck with him no more, or I'm gonna do something bad to this person.
A lot of times that happens because the person who someone went off on, or just one of the people involved aren't aware enough to realize the part they played. So instead of them realizing that, checking themselves, and then coming back and either agreeing to disagree or finding a median place, now it's rap beef. Yeah, nah, nigga, you told me that shit, so fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And it gets amplified.
That's what I'm saying, but you told me that, and like I'm saying, if I can tell you this, you can tell me that, and we can keep it pushing, either together or separate. But that's not what it be. It be I tell you this, you tell me that, and now we gotta keep going until somebody is harmed. we gotta keep going. We can't just be like, oh no, I don't like his music, but you know what I'm saying? I got my project. That's not the normal conversation. The normal conversation is smoking tuka, or doing this person that, or I'm gonna blow this house up, or I'm gonna hit you with don't like, you know what I'm saying?
I can't say that though. Some of that shit is just ignorant street shit that happens to that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's a different. But you're dealing with a different mentality of people, and they have different goals and objectives with whatever it is that they're beefing about. Like it's one thing. It's one thing when you got two grown men who have a disagreement and are beefing over something, and they have the common sense to come to a median place and fix it. It's a difference when you also talking about someone who just ignorant, bro, and they don't understand the concept. Prime example is that whole football shooting in Dallas. There's no reason why over a football game you pulled a gun out and shot somebody and killed them in front of kids. There's no reason why that should happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In the same breath, as crazy as this is going to sound, I understand why it happened. It's the reason why I'm not involved with youth. And I think I told you this before, but it's the reason why I'm not involved with any kind of youth organization, football, shit like that. I almost got jumped, bro, at a youth football game in an organization. Like, I almost got jumped by an opposing team because they lost to our team. And that loss to our team put them out the playoffs. And they were mad at us because we had a losing record. And they was like, hey, man, y'all weren't going to make it to the playoffs anyway. Why you play your kids so hard? Bro, and grown men tried to jump us, bro.
Mm-hmm. How did y'all stop them from jumping you, man?
I de-escalated the situation, bro. I didn't act ignorant. I had the gun on me. I didn't act ignorant. I'm like, hey, you know what, bro? This ain't even what this for. But you know what? Y'all got it. I packed up my shit and I left.
And how do you feel about that?
How do I feel about it?
Mm-hmm.
I feel fine about it. Because that's not what you're supposed to be out there for, bro. It's supposed to be out there for the kids. And like, it's crazy. And that's just one example of it. Man, these grown men be cheating. They be having fake documentation. Why do you want to have a 12-year-old playing in a 9-year-old's league, bro? You know what I'm saying? It's stupid shit like that just to say my organization is winning when it's supposed to be out here developing youth and developing talent. That should be the main focus. And so it's like, yeah, and that was just one instance, bro. It was so it was a culture shock for me. Because I didn't really play little league sports outside of little league baseball, and that was just fun. I didn't play Pop Warner football or anything like that. So my first experience with sports outside of the school like that, outside of little league baseball, was working for the YMCA. You know, it's like everybody gets a trophy. Yeah, everybody wins. You know, hey, we're not going to run a score. Matter of fact, we're not even taking score on this game. And it was sometimes, for the most part, it was just developing the kids. It got a little competitive once you got in the older ages in the basketball. Mm-hmm. But it was nothing like that. So then when, you know, me and my brother had the football thing, it was crazy because I'm sitting in this meeting and it's a real football federation. These dudes act like they Jerry Jones, really owning a team. And it was crazy, bro. And like these niggas really act like we getting, well, some of them, it was their job. They was making bread off of it. Some of them, that's all they did. And it was just like, yo, this is some real shit. Like, yeah, I'm a coach. I'm an owner. And these niggas would get mad and really try to run up on you. And I was like, bro, I really like caught myself one day and was like, damn, this is little league football. You niggas really trying to run up on niggas over football? Over the craziest and dumbest of shit.
You think that was indicative of all of it or just that organization?
I think when I step back and look at it, at that time I thought it was just that federation. But when I take a step back and look at it, I think it's more that than not. I think you have some federations that are better than others. But the fact that this ain't the first, second, or third time a coach has been shot at a little league game. I think we lost a brother from Houston a couple of years ago in the parking lot of a little league game. We've heard of parent brawls at these little league games.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, bro. These niggas really be acting like they owners more than out here for the kids.
I've seen a lot of that shit. High school football games. Man, certain high schools beat certain high schools. You better get your ass on that bus.
But that's different, though.
Can.
See, I can understand that because some of that shit.
That's different.
But I'm gonna tell you why it's different. That's different because, like, let's say, prime example, back in the day, Madison versus Jakes was the thing. But these were students. Some of the students were beefing with each other, and some of it had nothing to do with the game. It could have been some street shit or whatever you want to call it, and that's what flooded into it. It just happened to flood into it at the game. I'm talking about like adults who are supposed to be running these youth programs, and the adults are the ones who are getting into it over these youth programs, and it's supposed to be for the kids. It's no reason why.
Yeah, but look, that's how it was too, though. Like, because how we had to have our stadiums, whatever school you was with or your child's playing on, it got so bad you literally had to be on that side.
Be on that side.
You had to be on that side, because if not, man, the whole stadium fighting. People like, bro, you serious, man?
Early 90s, bro. Madison played Yates. HPD was in the middle of the stadiums, and you could not go to the next side. There was no crossing over to the other side.
Right.
That's kind of fucked up, man.
But it was like that, though.
Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't, bro. It
is fucked up. It's 100% fucked up. Like, yeah, that's crazy. Like, you can't go to the opposing side. That's crazy. That's like saying. That's like saying when the Cowboys come play the Texans, bro, I better not dare go to the Cowboy side because, you know, the worst of the worst can happen to me.
Yeah, like people taking things a little too far.
All I want to do is tell you that, hey, man, the Cowboys suck. That's all I want to do. A little bit of, unharmful banter. I don't want to get shot over it. And then it's even worse because your brother was an NFL pro, my nigga. So if nothing else, you supposed to really be out here for these kids. And you out here shooting niggas over the size of a football? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy.
It's crazy, but it's real, man.
Nah, that's crazy, bro.
Over the last couple of years, like they've been really like, not just in youth sports, but in sports period, like they've been trying to figure out how to stop referees from getting like killed.
That's crazy, bro. Why is a ref in danger of his life? If you are a ref, like, bro, and see, that's some other shit I don't understand. There's no reason why the ref should fear for his life. And then the niggas or the people who have the biggest, biggest problems with the ref, you act like you don't fuck up in your professional life too. Like, we all are human. We all been at work. We all done fucked up. Okay, the ref made a bad call. Man, you don't know what could have happened. His wife could have woke up and ain't make him no grits. You know what I'm talking about? Or he could have been on the road where he ain't had no grits or no pussy. So he just in a bad mood. Nah, nigga, I ain't see that foul. Play through it. Jordan would have. You know what I'm talking about?
You didn't want to get beat up, man. You didn't want to kill. I always try to explain whatever I call. I'm like, I called it this way because of this. And if we disagree on what we saw, then I'm like, okay, I disagree with what I saw, whatever. I'm gonna look at it how you see it on the next play if it happens again. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna disrespect me. I ain't disrespect. I ain't like, I'll tell a coach in a heartbeat, bro, you done made 17 bad coaching calls and I ain't saying nothing about that. So you can't get on the screen about anything I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm respecting when you fuck up, respect when I fuck up. And we're gonna keep it moving, man. We'll keep it moving, man. Some people are cool with that. Some people don't like that, man. They look at you like you crazy. Like, oh no, you just put this girl who can't dribble 4 feet in the game. That's a bad coaching move, man.
He had to put in the game though, because her mama paid the money.
Hey, that's your fault. Your fault, but she can't dribble. So then when I call double, you're like, come on, ref. I'm like, well, I'm supposed to let her cheat? Nobody else? Nah, you know what I'm saying? Or you put this kid, you was down by 1, and you tell that kid to shoot 3. You should have got a layup, man. You could have won the game. I ain't saying about that, man. So I'm talking about I missed the foul.
No,
like, what no foul? He wide open.
Steph Curry don't do layups. He shoot threes.
You know what I'm saying? I be getting a pass because at some point in the game, the refs don't understand I can hoop still. So I'll be like, I ain't just saying this, whatever I'm saying on some fat old man or some, broke down dude that like I still do this. I'll be out there.
Man, yeah, you're right, bud. So, all right, man, we finna get out of here. KOC Go. I got a project for you. I know we've talked about some projects. The pen has been writing. I'm already one episode in.
Yeah, man.
You a hater, man. You really a hater, bro. No, you really a hater, man. You a hater, bro.
I thought she was 2 in, bro. You talking about you 1, now you talking about 2, man. You done lost the whole episode?
What are you talking about?
You said you was two episodes in last time.
Are you talking about the project I'm working on?
Yeah.
Because I got more than one project. I'm talking about the project that he's going to be involved in.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Man, this nigga a hater, bro.
Why I gotta be a hater, man?
Because you a hater, bro. Because like
that word comes out, it's always a hater.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why you a hater though. Because you didn't listen to the whole thought or the whole conversation. You interjected after you heard one sentence and gave some hate feedback. You are not even educated about what I'm talking about. This is an ongoing conversation that me, the KOC Go, the wife, her sister, and some other people have been having, bro. That you weren't privy to.
It just sounds like I need to go ahead and start my episode. My episode that you can't be privy to. That's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, bro, if that's what you gathered from all of this, if you gather from all of this, I have to be in competition with someone. Go ahead, my brother.
You out here writing episodes that I'm not privy to. So just know. Y'all ever seen Torn Hearts? With Katie Segal. Anyway, finish, sir. I apologize for interrupting.
Damn, this nigga's a hater, bro. No, what I was saying was I have a project that I need your assistance on. So probably in like 3 weeks we're gonna have a reading. You cool with that? You cool with hopping on?
Yeah, I'm with it.
It'll be over Zoom, so we'll have a reading. It'll be like me, you, Courtney. I'm not gonna read, but me, you, Courtney. I was gonna include this young man on the screen here, but he's such a hater. I don't think I want his negative energy being involved. You know what I'm saying?
You're right, bro. And the day after that, man, I got you on reading for my episode. You got me. You know what I'm saying? I got a project he don't know about. He not privy to. I'm writing on. So, you know what I'm saying? And I'm the one, my sister got the connections with the big companies, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm not saying that he don't have connections. I'm just saying my sister got a plug to HBO Max, you know what I'm saying? She got a show on HBO Max right now. So, you know what I'm saying?
If you really was writing something and you go use your sister plug, I feel like you would have been done already.
I was just waiting for you to see. I move in a different way, man. I move with the strength of the space god. So you might not see what I'm doing. I'm like a pyramid, bro. You're trying to figure me out.
I don't know what it's about. I'm actually not trying to figure you out at all.
I know it's hard to because I'm like a pyramid, bro.
I'm not even attempting to. I don't even want to actually.
Aztec warrior.
Anyway, bro.
Aztec warrior.
Dominique will contact you and we'll talk more.
Yeah, and
we're not around here.
Yeah, I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Man, call your sister about it. Call her. You brought up. Go ahead, call her. Why you don't ever call her no more when I'm with you?
I never called her when
you did. You called her on the pod, bro, and we were having a great conversation. And I'm a married man, so I wasn't trying to holler at her, but you kept hating, bro.
I don't see you use that word so loosely. That
you be hating, bro. You really do. You KOC? Do you follow this man on Facebook?
Yeah.
You see, you be hating, huh? You be seeing them hating ass comments he be throwing up there. Yeah, hating, trolling ass nigga, bro.
I don't be hating and trolling,
you 100% are hating, trolling.
You know what I'm saying? Just because I have a difference of opinion, man, bro. I'm gonna say this one thing. I don't want to drag it out.
Because I'm finna go to sleep.
Yeah, me too. But I'm saying like,
well, Tom, how come you always get to say I'm gonna say something, and I don't want to drag it out, and then when I say it, you say I can't dictate to you what you say.
Okay, so I didn't say. I'm
asking.
That didn't make sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Okay, well, what you want me to do, sir? I'm asking you for your permission to do whatever you want me to do.
Nah, go ahead and tell your statement. That's all.
Oh, thank you. I got dragged through the mud about how Khalees was dropping a big old bag and she should have took the credits. Let me finish, man. Let me finish. See now if you said that, if I did that to you, you'd say I'm hating. I just said, let me finish, sir. But like I'm saying, like, people don't understand the business of music, man, and the spreads. All they see is the name, and like Beyonce, like literally at the epic, at the top peak of whatever would have happened with Khalees. If she just said nothing and got her 1 cent per record, she would have got like $100 over 5 years. And people was like, she dropped the bag. She ain't dropping no bag, man. It's like people just feel like anything associated with people who they think got money equals money. And it don't, man. Like, they don't know. They couldn't tell you what 500 records look like in streams. They couldn't tell you the number. They can't tell you the number what a million was. They couldn't tell you the numbers, but they just assume, oh, they got 10 billion views. They must got paid. And they might have got $2,000 off of 10 million views. Might have.
In people's defense, there are artists who don't know what a stream is worth. There are people in the industry who don't really know what a stream is worth.
Yeah. But I'm saying, I agree with you, but it's not defensive. I'm saying that it's people in the industry who don't know what it's worth. So how are you assuming, not knowing what it's worth, that it's worth a lot of money? You assuming, like, we know what the records are worth, though, for sure. We know what the percentages are worth. And we know we talking about 0.9 pennies or 0.1 penny. And this is what people, you dropped the bag. I'm like, man.
I mean, I think in a certain sense, when they say that, maybe they're not saying it's the biggest of biggest bags. But, you know, if you have opportunity to make $20K off of not doing anything, you know.
But if I'm saying it ain't $20K.
But we're arguing semantics.
Yeah,
it is. What I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, you can't.
It's a big difference.
You can't measure how much of having a writer's credit on a Beyonce album can do for a career. It could be more than just monetary. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's the same argument you had about the Blue Ivy shit.
No, I'm saying this. I'm saying that the new, you can measure the numerical dividends that will be received from the placement on that song. I know there are other things that might come with it, but the numerical number, if I'm saying I don't want to be on this from Get Green, and you saying, and the argument is, well, look at the money you can make from that doing nothing. And I'm saying, man, the money, that's like $2,000.
I think the number, I don't know. I think what she said was this. I think she was mad about not being called and asked about it. And I think her beef was with Pharrell more than Beyonce.
Exactly. I agree.
And I did see people saying she dropped the bag, and what you're saying is correct. She didn't fumble no major bag numbers wise. This is going to go in her pocket. So no, she didn't just fumble the bag. So okay, I guess I agree. I just think things can happen from like, oh, Khalees is placed on this song. Well, what song in it? Then you might have some people go back and start streaming Khalees again.
Yeah,
but then I don't know. It kind of it feel real. Her whole rant feels real. What they call it, bro? Clout chasing a little bit, because now she's going back on tour, bro. No, she's literally going back on tour. She literally was like, "Oh, I haven't been on tour in so many years. I'm going back finally." Yeah. So I don't know.
I'm saying,
maybe,
her biggest thing she said was like, Beyonce, if you are the person that's steady talking about women empowerment and sisters being together and all these things you're saying, and the opportunity presents itself for you to stand up for a sister who said she was wronged, and your response to that is you can't even, I ain't asked for permission for the song. I'm saying that you couldn't even just call me or have your people call me, or have you just going to use me. And it's not the first time you've done this. I'm not the first person to come out and say this about you using people's work without even giving them a courtesy call. She's not asking about no paper, because she said the paper part, I'm not even caring about no paper from that record, because that record was stolen from the Get Green. I'm mad at Pharrell. I'm really mad at Pharrell on the paper. So I'm not talking about the paper. I'm talking about how you present to the public, how you present to the world. But then when these opportunities present themselves for you to be that person, you're not that person.
KOC Go, let me ask you this and then we can get out. You rapping, you want to use a little Boosie ad lib, and you place it on a song and you get it cleared the way you should. Do you feel like you should, and you don't have a relationship, but you have a somewhat, you know Boosie. You can get on the phone and get somebody to, you can get Boosie on the phone. Do you feel like you should call him and ask him to use the ad lib?
Yeah, morally. Yeah.
Man, that's the word I said. That's the word I kept saying.
Out of respect, you know what I mean? Out of respect, I'll do it. You know, homage wise, stuff like that. You know, I'll do it for sure because, you know, I would want by me using something from him, I would actually want the blessing from him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I understand business is business, but I still want the blessing from him because I don't want to have a conflict with nobody over no crazy shit like that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, you'll have bigger fish to fry. So when I'm looking at Khalees situation is so different because I'm gonna tell you why. Nobody knows if Khalees even owned the masters to that song.
She don't.
So technically, Khalees may not be getting paid shit.
She ain't.
So whoever owned that song, that's who getting the bag. So no matter what they say, oh, she fumbled the bag. What if she fumbled in the bag that she wasn't gonna even get?
Well, see,
you know what I'm saying? So
Pharrell owns the song, right? Like Pharrell, apparently Pharrell owns the rights. But from my understanding, and I could be wrong, I thought they credited her on the song with the ad lib they stole. Or used. No, I should say stole. I should say used.
Yeah. They wrote her down as performer, right? And
a writer, right?
No, a performer. It says, you know, written by so-and-so, performed by Khalees. So she didn't have to put that part.
Essentially, she didn't have to put performed by Khalees. And essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, because I might not know, the fact that she's listed as a performer on the song, there is some monetary gain that she was going to get by being listed as a performer on the song.
She got 1 point on the song.
No, I get that. I'm not arguing the point. I'm just asking.
No, I'm telling you what it was. It was 1 point on the song.
So there was some monetary gain.
To be honest, if she got 1 point on that song, she was going to get a good bit of money.
Yeah,
1 point on 99 cents was not. If I'm saying that's,
but that's 1 point on that's 1 point on a Beyonce project, dude. It's niggas. It's niggas. Right. It's people.
What's the numbers?
Well, listen what I'm saying. There are people who are still eating off of Get Rich or Die Trying, and they only had 1 or 2 points listed on that album.
2 points.
And I know, no, it's not different. It's not different.
Yes, it is, because that was
listen to what I'm saying. It's not different. I know the person personally. They are eating off of 1 or 2 points off of 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying to this day.
Because that came out when they had physical CDs.
But it used to. But now you're getting digital. Now you're getting digital download stuff.
But your digital downloads ain't worth but 0.09 cents, bro. I'm trying to say the digital download ain't worth even half a penny.
You can't put a number on a digital download because different platforms you get different money on different platforms.
It's 0.9 to 0.24. Like
but this is the thing. But it all boils into what your record deal is too. So when you look at Beyonce's situation, her shit ain't like the average Joe. So if you get something on her project, you gonna get that bag. Because note that look at everything her project gonna be used for. She got something called a Beehive, and they about to sit around and they about to stream that shit all day long.
But you're still not you avoiding the fact y'all keep avoiding the fact. I feel what y'all saying. I'm not saying she don't do stupid numbers, but I'm saying that stupid numbers in digital numbers don't equal stupid money like it used to. Used to say if I went platinum because I had this many physical copies sold, like you gotta have almost 1 million something streams.
But see, look, but this is
650,000 streams just to get.
We would have to know what her deal is as well, because if she's put down as a performer, that means that when Beyonce perform that song, she gets paid. See what I'm saying?
So, okay, all right.
Look, what you're saying is a fact.
It is a fact.
But that's the basis. It's the basis. But what an intricate part comes in that is, okay, now what kind of deal you got?
Yeah. Oh, and that's what I'm saying. So what she's saying from the Get Green, she's saying, look, I got fucked out of this song in the publishing from the very beginning. Milkshake. She's saying I wrote that song. He ain't never wrote a song. He just did the same thing.
Period. Then she's not gonna get nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
She ain't getting writer's credits from it. She's getting a performance, but she was getting a performance credit on the Beyonce song. So,
but she's saying she's saying she don't care about that. She's worried.
I get that. I get she didn't care about it, and she has the right to not care about it. She wants the rights to her song back.
No, she just saying, I don't want that project. She said, I don't care if Beyonce uses it or not, but it's weird. Her exact words, it's weird that she ain't called me. And she goes on to flip about Pharrell and the thing about Beyonce. Like, it's like, if you're going to preach one thing in the streets and you hang your hat on being a solid person, and then when it's time to be a solid person, you don't do solid shit, then, and it's not the first time, bro. This is not the first time this has been come out about Beyonce. But like I said, it's the bag that she fumbled. If she did, it's not a bag that she cared to have. It's not she's standing on her morals. She's worried about the morality of it, which I said that's a shifting line too. But still, just like if she feels the way, Beyonce, like I feel personally that Beyonce and Khalees end up getting what they wanted, because Beyonce got out of the shit and Khalees got out off their record, and they both happy.
Yeah.
Khalees got the same shine she would have got being on the record. If you say she's going on tour, she got the same shine not even being on the record as she did being on the record, because she got the tour. You know what I'm saying? Khalees, it's just so odd because Khalees is what people think Beyonce is. You think about Beyonce, you think she's a homely, you know, Khalees is a gardener. She has workout videos. She cooks, you know what I'm saying? She's very, very spiritual. The things that Beyonce pushes, that's what she does and been doing for the last 3, 4, 5 years. And I'm not picking one over the other. I'm just saying that this is such a clusterfuck of differences of opinion and polarizing characters. One person saying one thing, one person doing one thing, one person projecting one thing, one person being one thing, and the public is picking the sheeple way of going, is following, oh, that's a bigger name, so of course she must be right, or of course she should have went with the bigger name because it would have been a bag for her, or XYZ, so and so. You're
going to have some people that just don't think these, like, you got some people that just, bro, Beyonce can do the most foulest of foul shits. People going to be like, oh, no, it's okay, it's Beyonce. I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's true too. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, I just think that we all just need, like, we need to stop even having the conversations of going through the streaming services and being able to cultivate our own music amongst ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, there should be more artists on Luminary. There should be more artists that have self-sustaining. Like, there's no need for me to go to YouTube, really, besides people just not wanting to invest in their favorite artists. If Jay-Z and Puff decide to have streaming service, they ain't gonna go platinum. Everybody gonna get on that thing. If Snoop get with, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Snoop said all Death Row stuff come through DeathRow.com. If people go on Death Row and get their music, or still go to YouTube.
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let's say Jay-Z 100% owns Tidal.
Yeah.
Now I got to negotiate how much my stream costs on your platform.
Okay.
And last time I checked, he wasn't no different than Apple. Matter of fact, it was less. That's the other thing with how much a stream costs is worth. That's why nobody knows, because that shit varies from platform to platform.
Right?
Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm saying that even in the variations from platform to platform, ain't now one of the platforms giving you a cent per stream.
That's not true. Like you said earlier, it all depends. So your megastars, listen to what I'm saying. Let me finish. Your megastars, like Drake, like Beyonce, like Jay-Z, they negotiate one thing. Now, some of your other artists that's coming in that don't have that star power, they're getting what they're given. It's like the whole Spotify, Joe Budden, and Joe Rogan situation, where Joe Budden went exclusively to Spotify, and he actually showed Spotify the value of this podcast. And instead of them paying Joe Budden, they went and paid big names, Joe Rogan, the Obamas, shit like that. So in theory, the Joe Rogan and the Obama stream was worth more to them than said retired rapper stream. So it all depends on the deal you're getting from said platform.
Okay, so reading Spotify, their highest paid artist gets 0.08, and the normal artist gets 0.06.
How much did they give Joe Rogan?
Spotify.
How much did they give?
They gave him an advance of 120 something, right?
Yeah, it was a stupid bag. But
yeah.
But to Spotify, that's how much Joe Rogan's streams are worth. It's the same thing with Drake. It's the same thing with Drake.
That's how much his exclusivity is worth, because he got that bag, that 150. But you think that they give him the 150 plus giving him a deal on his streams? Now he got the 150 up front so that they can put his content exclusively on their platform. And now
that's why I said
and then per stream he's still getting 0.084.
No,
nobody's getting a cent. Listen to
what I'm saying. I'm saying to Spotify, that's how much a Joe Rogan stream is. However much they paid him at the beginning, the big bag, if you break it down by whatever percent, if it streams, he ain't gonna make that. But they're saying your streams are worth this amount of money to us for this extended period. So he said, okay. And he took that back and he allowed Spotify to go back into all of his episodes and dump advertisements into them for a set time period. And once he's off, and he can put his shit wherever he wants to again. Now, me and you going to Spotify, to them, our stream ain't worth that. We ain't finna get that big bag off the back. We gonna have to hustle that point, whatever it is per stream. And that's what I'm saying. Drake's Apple deal ain't
I mean, I would just
Drake's Apple deal ain't Bun B Apple deal. It ain't.
Yeah, but they're not. But even apparently, from what the streaming sites are saying, even when they give it, they're giving advances to these artists like record deals. Like here, I'm giving you a signing bonus of $120 million for 10 years, right? But every time your thing go click on there, you also getting the premium pay off your stream. Normal people getting 0.006. You, sir, you're getting 0.84, right? Beyonce, you're getting 0.84 cents a stream. So yeah, she has 12 billion streams. That's equal to $3 million.
Okay.
But she's still getting less than 1 cent a stream.
I mean, it ain't no difference. But when I was slanging CDs, what at one point in time, your highest profile artist was getting $1 a CD, right? Is that how they broke down? Or maybe $2 a CD? If you was getting $3 a CD, that was stupid money. It's the same thing in here now with a stream. It's just broke down differently because I ain't selling you a whole CD at $12.99 every time. Now your artist can actually you still can go buy the whole album in your phone for $9.99, $12.99, or you also can just stream that shit.
Yes. But I'm saying that the $2 versus the 12, the 212 is different. I mean, question. Let me not be argumentative. I'm asking, do you feel like the difference for me from $12 to $2 on the $12.99 is that $12.99 didn't come with the advertising? What I'm saying is that when they stream that one song, they have the ability to put an ad on there. They can sell ad space for millions to major companies. On that $12.99, all they was doing was selling what they wasn't making. They was making the $10 to your $2, or maybe $7 because they had 2 over here for production or whatever for printing it up and for the ink. So it was 722. That split of less than a penny is way bigger than the split from $2 to $7. That's all I'm saying. Or do you see what I'm saying?
I don't care how much the split is. If I'm an artist and I only get $1 a CD, I only get $1 a CD. I can care less what the split is on the record label side. I get $1 a CD. I sell
$1 million.
I sell a million CDs. I got $1 million.
I get $1 million. Yeah.
All right.
But if I have 1 million streams, I ain't getting $1 million.
But with that CD, I can have 12 songs on my CD, and I can sell 1 million of them. And top artists are getting $1 a CD. You know what I'm saying?
That's $12 million.
Now I can also have that one album, and the reason why the streams break down the way they are, out of that one album, I can sell that one album 1 million times, and then each one of those songs can individually be streamed 1 million times as well.
But I won't get $1 million. I want to get $500,000.
You won't because 1 million streams doesn't equal $1 million. As famously as
that's what I'm saying.
But even in those CD deals, you had breakage. You had like $30K worth of breakage deducted out the bread that you getting from your 85 cent a CD.
But you still, if I sold 500,000 records, I would make more money than if I sold 2 million streams.
Yeah.
Which is, and I'm saying the crazy part. That's the crazy part. The crazy part is I can quadruple my output, but I don't make 1/5 of the profit.
That's why the streaming game is so weird, because now as an artist I can go direct to consumer. I don't need the middleman as the record company. That's why the streaming companies are being bought up by the record companies.
But in my opinion, why do I even go to any streaming service? If I want to get Mos Def, I go pay them $35 and I can get Mos Def. Everything come out of Black Star right now. People are like, oh, that's a lot of money. Well, if you pay for title, that's $10 a month or $18 a month. So you finna pay 36 months in 2 months. You paying in one whop what you would pay in 2 months.
Because it's the so if I want to let's say if Bug and Dub got a record label and we rap and we going straight to consumer, now I got to figure out how to get my music in your hardware without fucking with the streaming companies. So now I got to build my own app. So I build my own app. And now I'm charging you a subscription for my own app. So now you're paying, I don't know, let's say $3.99 to be subscribed to my app. It's exclusively my music.
Yeah. I
would just pay the $9.99 to Apple, where I can stream everything, not just one exclusive person.
And that's the failure, I think, of the music industry. It's every industry really, is that when the consumer
the market.
When the consumer can say, I'd rather go and support this situation that I know is fucking you because it's not fucking me. So I know for a fact that they giving you pennies to their dollars. I know if I go to you getting dollars to your dollars. But because of the convenience, I'm okay with you being put in a hole. And so you have those Beyoncés and the Jay-Z's and the Kanye's and the big names that's gonna be able to fill that gap because they got numbers, but the majority of the artists are getting super duper fucked. The majority of artists on any streaming service are not getting their return on interest.
So as an artist, as an artist, how would you be able to construct a model where your fans can go directly to you and get your music and cut out the middleman of the streaming service?
I would do something like a Luminary or OK Player. Well, okay, this is OK Player. I got my stuff here. I got some other people here. I got this type of music over here. You pay the same thing and come to me. But people are like, well, yeah, I fuck with y'all, but I can get y'all because y'all are still on a slave deal too, because y'all came in the 90s or the late 2000s. So they got your music over here too, right? So I can go on Spotify and pay $9 and get your music and everybody else's music, even though I know that this situation is robbing you.
Now,
but it's not robbing me, so I'm okay with it.
How many consumers do you think have that thought process, or do they just want to listen to music?
They have to know it. I think more are aware than you would like to admit, because every artist talk about it. Every artist makes songs about it. They talk about in their songs how the record company is using them, taking advantage of them. They talk about in the song. I
think that you got to play their game until you is awarded to play your own game. Yeah. Because you got to find a way to get through to masses of people. So I think that in order to do that,
why I gotta get to masses? Why can't I just get to my core fans?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, right? So what if your core fans is masses of people, right? So let's say, for instance, how you gonna have core fans if nobody know about you? So you gotta find a way to get through to people to make them become your core fans.
Okay.
So from the beginning, now we could say going, not messing with record labels and all that. Yeah. That shit sounds good. Yeah, it sounds great. But at the end of the day, you have to play the game to win. And let's say we look at Jay-Z situation. Yeah. We look at all these new situations, right? Birdman, all them. Oh man, they was independent. They wasn't all the way independent. Them niggas had distribution deals. So the distributor is going to put their shit out to the masses. So now they built up something that's so big, now they don't even need the distributor no more, because they got so much money, they got so much fame, and they so big, or whatever the case may be. Now they could do that. But it's not a person.
But they ain't do that though. But they ain't do that. That's what I'm saying. That's the part I'm saying about. So what I'm saying is, what happens with those type of artists, with our artists, instead of us getting the money, branching off and building a system for us, we just become gatekeepers and really jigaboos to usher in the next.
But I thought that's what Tidal was, though. I thought Tidal was a streaming service where the artists that were exclusively on Tidal had revenue share. So I thought they got a piece of revenue for being exclusively on Tidal, which was a better deal than being on Apple.
Yeah, but I'm saying Tidal, Apple, Spotify, all of them are running the same scam at different levels. It's just that, I'm getting 92%, I'm getting 94%, I'm getting 96%. So you go to Tidal, I'm getting 92%, and you're getting 2% back. So I'm in the same breath. I'm not. Why wouldn't I just have my own service?
Well, ain't some of this the price? But ain't some of this the price of doing business? Prime example is our pod. So we own Spreaker, Spotify, and some other shit, right? There are advertisements played on each pod that we drop. Now, and we don't make shit. I think out of all the streams we made, we might have $14 that we've made. I'm pretty sure that Spreaker is getting more money from the advertisements at the front of our pod. Hell, we pay money to be on Spreaker. We literally pay Spreaker to have a premium service to just to place all of our pods on all of these different platforms and have the ability to make money off ads. We pay for that shit monthly.
But my question is this.
No, let me finish though. So with that being said, how do me and you go straight to our core audience from this recording to our core audience without using one of those platforms?
Well, there's a lot of ways. Let's just being hypothetical and being real, because this has been done before. The NIL circuit is a perfect example of how that works, right? So the biggest NIL athlete right now is a junior at Norfolk State University, right? HBU. And so like the big streaming companies, big college football, basketball, they have the connections to the big companies, and you have a system. But this guy figured out that starting at a home base and being local and showing that, okay, I took the small local businesses and I went through them first. So now I have a market share of these small businesses. The big business wants to come and mess with me because they say, well, if you can do that on that level, what if you did it on this level? So if we decide to go and, okay, we're going to shoot all our shows at this local place. We're going to build our fan place at these 2 local places. And we're going to find a way to either charge them or build enough equity where they want to pay us monthly to do that, right? And now we stream it direct to the fans live, right?
Yeah, no, I get that part. So the streaming directly to fans live. What are we using it? How am I using to distribute our pod directly to fans?
I'm being monetarily compensated from the places I shoot from because I'm saying I'm bringing it.
I get that part. I'm saying what are we using to distribute that content?
We're putting it up on our website.
So if I have a phone, I listen to pods as I travel.
Yeah.
How do I?
www.16shots.com.
Okay, and when I hit that website, I'm gonna have what? Some sort of app or some sort of player that can get it to your hardware.
I have a regular player on the app, like a regular player that comes with any app. Like any website has players on it that are compatible with iPhones, with computers. It's not science. It's not difficult.
Okay.
Right?
No, you're right.
And so instead of I'm paying a webmaster,
you want to know what you want to know what the you want to know what the player is that is attached to our website that stores our pod and plays it for people when they go visit?
What is it?
Spotify.
Why would you do that? I'm saying you can do that with a standalone player. Yes or no?
Standalone player. Unless I create the standalone player. That's what I'm saying. I can create the standalone player, and now I can have this. If I create the standalone player, then I can have this. I would also have to have the servers to store the episodes where people can come pull it from. It has to pull from something. So now, all of our pods are sitting on a server with that streaming service that we pay for.
Yeah, but you can also have you can have a cloud server that you can pay for a cloud to put a server like.
Yeah, probably Patreon will be a better example because I can go to Patreon and now you can pay me directly. You can pay the artist a subscription to be a part of our Patreon, and now you are true fans. You're paying us on Patreon. I'm pretty sure Patreon gets cut, but it's a different cut than Apple because I can do a lot of different things with Patreon.
But you're still avoiding, or not one. My point is saying that you can pay a webmaster under $200 to get you a cloud so you can upload your videos to this cloud for this player that's compatible with phones. It's not like I have to create a whole. I'm
still paying for the cloud storage though. So at the end of the day, listen to what I'm saying.
To stream your stuff.
Listen to what I'm saying. I looked into all of that. I still have to pay. So true. I can go out, get a webmaster to design me a website with a player attached to it. I pay for that. I'm gonna pay for that domain per yearly. Then I'm gonna turn around. I need to have cloud storage big enough to hold the amount of episodes we're gonna hold and store them in archive for people who want to go listen. Yeah. So I gotta pay for that service as well.
That's less than $10.
That is not true. The amount of money that it costs to pay for those two services is almost the same money, if not slightly less, than me paying Spreaker, a premium service, to do all of this at a one-stop shop where I can upload directly to Spreaker, and boom, I can literally send my player out. It's what we do to all of our guests and people who listen. So it's the same thing.
I'm 100% sure that a 200 gig cloud is under $10, and we don't have 200 gigs worth of. And all our episodes put together, we ain't got 200 gigs worth of material.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, now you're talking, and what you're saying, you're talking about our show. Now, do you think that Jay-Z has the budget to be able to have Jay-Z.com or JayZmusic.com where he has all the Rockefeller music, all the up and coming artists signed. Like Artists United is a perfect example. Artists United is the same thing, saying why would I go sign with a company where I can sign this to Stout, and he's saying, oh, we got
like talking about United Masters.
Oh, yeah, they're United Masters are, yeah. Like the model is being presented over and over. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I know it'd be difficult for us as a smaller podcast, but I'm saying that these people who are pushing these stupid numbers as far as their net worth and their ability, like very few of them are saying, let me be a standalone thing and create industry. Most of them are saying, let me partner with somebody else.
I think they're getting a better deal. I think they're getting a sweeter piece of the pie to still stand with some of these major labels or major entities to attract the smaller acts to keep doing that. 100%.
I'm saying,
my deal on Apple.
That's not what it's about.
My deal on Apple is not the same deal on Apple that Beyonce got.
Yeah, but I'm saying is, if what you're just saying that what you said was a capitalistic view of what's going on, because you're saying, oh, I'm getting a better deal if I partner with Apple. Yeah, but you're gonna always be Apple, bitch.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
You're gonna always be Apple, bitch, as long as you get that.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah. So how come? And I could be looking at this the wrong way. Your major big name athletes like LeBron, like the your major athletes, face of the NBA.
Yeah.
If it's truly that way, why would they sit there and take the majority of the payroll when they can spread it out evenly to all the talent and have a more fair league where all the players are taken care of?
That's what the NBPA is for. The NBAPA, that's what it's for. It's literally so Chris Paul or whoever's the president to be like, hey man, we need everybody to be getting this. We don't need this LeBron them getting paid. We need everybody getting paid. That's why the pay went up from $450,000 to $1.5 million minimum for the veterans. That's literally what.
So how do we know? How do we know that's not working in music? Just because Beyonce is the bigger draw, she gets paid the bigger bread. How do we know it doesn't break down fairly with the rest of the artists?
Well, I'm asking you,
and I'm not advocating for Beyonce. I'm just asking that. question.
Yeah. I know. I'm asking, why is the conversation keep saying, I keep asking you, my question is, why do I have to keep being that bitch? And you keep telling me, why can't we work in a system where they pay us equally? I'm saying, how come we can't have our own motherfucking system? Why do you keep telling me to go partner with them so I can always be a host to them?
I think you're looking at it
with I'm a high price home or low price home.
I'm not saying that, bro. I'm not saying that, bro.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm not saying you say. I'm saying, but that's
no, you are saying. I'm saying that. You're literally saying I'm saying that, bro.
I'm saying that if I keep partnering with them, I'm gonna always be subservient to them. Yes or no? I'm gonna always be if I keep partnering with them and getting a better deal, or if I'm raising the price for everybody. I get $3 million, they get $100,000. I get $4 million, they get $200,000. And I'm still subservient. If they can give me $3 million and them $400,000, what they making? So why don't I have my own situation where I can be I'm not hurting for money. I'm 750, 400. I'm $1 billion industry in myself. LeBron James, Jay-Z, Beyonce, these big Kanye. And when Kanye got to be, what do you say? Sow the seed, man. I don't want to part. I'm sow the seed. If you want to work with me, you got to pay me this big thing, and we got to go 50-50. We partners. I don't work for you.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't think that's not what I'm saying, but okay.
You said that you asked her, why don't they make it better for everybody? And I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying, why don't the NBA players say, man, this dude was racist. Man, we making our own league.
You got to stand behind at that point, you have to stand behind every expense for said league. So now who's going to foot the bill? Who's going to make that league what it is? And I'm not saying we can't do it, but that's the question I asked about LeBron. Because even in your example, when you gave me, that's what the NBA PA is for. They still have to operate in those rules and restraints of the NBA, right? It's the same situation.
To an extent, yeah.
It is. This is the same situation.
I'm saying, like the way that Ice Cube said we can make it a big three.
Yeah,
it's in the same mold. Like he could have been like, "Hey NBA, let's do a 3-on-3 partnership." He said, "No, I'm gonna do my own big three." So now I'm not the NBA, so I don't care who. They can't tell me who I can't have on my show, or who can't play in my league, or who I can't coach, or what colors I got to wear, or who got to sponsor me.
So why are the big name players in the NBA not going to play in the big three?
Some of them are.
Huh?
So, I mean, Joe Johnson wasn't a match.
I'm not talking about retire. I'm talking about like right now. It's a big three. It's a basketball league owned by a black man. Hey man, I'm finna go over there and take my talents to the big three. Even though I can stay in this NBA and be a superstar, I'm gonna go play in the big three. Why would they not? Why are more people not doing that?
The big three is designed for it was meant to be a contending league for up and coming players, for retired players, and for players who are on the cusp. And they've taken players who have retired or been out the league and put them back in the NBA. They've taken players on the cusp, put them in the NBA. They've had players like they've been a subsidiary funnel to the NBA so they can get those bigger checks. We're a small company, but we're also a company that can sustain.
So they're not competing with the NBA.
No, they don't have to. No,
I'm asking. They're not competing with the NBA.
No.
And so that's the difference. The streaming service for us by us would be competing with the big streaming services. We wouldn't be. Yes, we would be. We would. Our competition would be the big streaming services. We're not going to be a streaming service for the up and coming artists until you get enough notoriety to go to the Apple. No, we want this to be just as big as the Apples. You see what I'm saying?
Eventually, what? How about what? Do you know how OK Player works?
I've seen it before. I've never used the OK Player. I probably have. Didn't even know it.
OK Player is literally that model you're saying. It's literally like saying, "Hey, we got all this neo soul stuff over here. You want to hear roots? You want to hear Philly sound? You want to hear this? Go to OK Player."
It sounds like it's SoundCloud.
It's OK Player.
I'm saying it sounds like SoundCloud.
But it's black owned, it's black run, it's black. So Spotify or RCA can't tell them they can't play a root song or what's called. They can play anything they want to on their player. They don't have to. They're not subservient to anybody. They're not competing with Spotify though because they ain't have them numbers. But they're in their niche now. If more artists went to OK Player, then they would become rivals, but it wouldn't matter at that point because just like it don't matter. Spotify and Tidal, they're rivals, but they ain't sitting here saying, "Man, it's enough music to go around. We can all eat off of this because everybody's doing it." It's not like it can only be one because it's not just one. It's always 4 and 5 and 6 of everything.
Well, so what's the point of what's the debate if we've acknowledged that there are 4 or 5 of everything? So at this point, if you're the artist, you choose which service or which situation works best for you, and I'm gonna go through there.
I'm saying because Spotify is fucking you. All these services are giving you sub pennies per play, and they're also eating like if I can give Joe Rogan 120 million, this guy 120 million, this guy, we're not starving for money at any because we're giving away hundreds of millions at a time across several ways. So what works best for me shouldn't be the deal that is feeding a system that's not helping me when I can go to something that's for us by us that built so that we can become contenders in this game. Just like when Irv got in them trying to make their own record label, their own distribution company. Because why am I paying them when we can pay ourselves? We can be involved with us. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, I don't have nothing wrong with that. I get the concept. I don't have issue with it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's contentious or like that you have issue. I'm just saying I'm asking the question, just posing the question, asking, why isn't this a prominent way of thinking from everybody? Why are we all thinking?
Because every artist has different intentions. So you have some artists that want the backing of that major. You got some artists that want the backing of Apple. Boom. I want to be on Apple streaming services because I know X amount of people have Apple phones. And I know iTunes is the premier music music player in that iPhone. And I know if I have a deal with Apple, I might be getting pennies on the dollar for my streams, but Apple is going to have me on that big For You page or top 5 page or whatever. I'm going to get the backing of the big machine. Look, since music, I ain't gonna say since music, as I have known the business has been operating, the last thing you get paid the most of is the sales. That was with CD sales. You got to pay money back to the record label and all that shit. So you're making your money off other things. That's why a lot of these major artists like Travis Scott, like Nicki Minaj, were having the bundles where they'll sell you their CD or their music download with tickets, with merch, and all of that shit. They got paid double and triple times off the stream, off the merch, off of everything. And they used that big platform as Apple to sell everything else because they knew, look, I'm on this record deal. I'm not going to get said bread, but I'll get it the other way. This happens all the time. Boogie don't be charging his laptop, bro. But it's late. You tired. I'm tired. Appreciate your KOC Go, man.
For sure. Anytime.
Yes, sir. KOC Go. And this has been another 16 Shots podcast with Young James Boogie and AR Dub, and we out.